Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to the very first video of 2026. So I saw by today's video, we are doing a little bit of my 2026 reading goals, which sounds honestly crazy to say. I still think we're in last year. I mean, it is January 2nd, but it's actually still insane to me. It's an insane concept that it's 2026. But new year means new reading goals, means new objectives, means high hopes. So without further ado, let's get started on my reading goals for this year. So I do have a list of books I want to read. I'm not going to do the 26 books in 2026 because I tried to do that last year. I actually even forgot about the list. I got a few done, but not because of the list, just because I wanted to read them. So we've kind of abandoned that idea, but I do have a list of books, physical books, as you can tell. Some of them are gone here, because I'll be holding them in my hand. And I do have a list of books that are either anticipated reads or books that I've been wanting to really pick up. I'm not saying this is my this year's TBR. I'm not saying that because I am a mood reader. And some of these books will 100% might be pushed back to next year. I'm just saying. So we have a list of 10 physical books that I want to get off my TBR, and we'll get that in a second. And 20 books that I'm anticipating that I really want to read that are either not out yet or are out, and I really want to read them this year, no later than this year. And if it's later than this year, then that's on me. Before we get to those books, I want to talk to you guys about more specific goals. So my first and the most interesting goal is, how many books do I want to read this year? And that, my friends, is again 50 books. I'm putting on the same goal despite wanting to read more books this year than I did last year. Last year I did end up reading 64. I ended up reading 64 books, but I do want to read more than that. But I'm putting 50 because that feels like a safe spot, and I don't want to make myself anxious over a higher reading goal. And that's that. I think I'm going to be putting 50 every single year after this as well, just because some years I'll be more busy, some years I'll be less busy, but 50, as the kind of reader I am, feels very attainable. So 50 is a reading goal for this year. Another one of my reading goals is to expand my reading genres. I mostly read fantasy, romance, and mystery thrillers, so a lot of fiction. And I'm trying to expand into historical fiction. I try to pick up The Women by Chris and Hannah. I didn't see enough of it. It just didn't kind of work out. And just trying to expand into maybe like journal fiction or, I don't know, sci-fi. I really want to expand into new genres because I feel like there's so many good books out there, and I feel like some of them are in this list that I have right here. I just want to read them, and I'm sure that just because they're outside of my normal genres, I'm sure they're great books. So that's also one of my goals. Other one of my goals is to catalog every single read. I'm not talking about a reading journal because I do not have the time or patience or creativity for a reading journal, but I do want to catalog every read, and I'll be using Fable, I'll be using Goodreads, I'll be using TBR Shelf, and I might do some thing on paper, but that's gonna depend on the month and depending on if I'm feeling like doing that. But I want to catalog every single read and make sure I read a little review on it, that it's not like, I want to make sure I remember why I liked or disliked the book when I'm talking about it with somebody or when I'm talking about it with you guys. Then the next 3 goals are more social media oriented, but I do want to film over the summer, obviously, because during the school year I would not be alive. I want to film 2 24-hour readathons, successful 24-hour readathons, which feels like a lot, and it's just 2, but I want to film 2, see how that goes. I used to love doing those by myself. I did that without recording it for anybody, which is insane, and I just kind of want to get that feeling again. I used to get like maybe 2 or 3 books done in those 24 hours, but I still had a lot of fun doing it. I might adopt it a little bit where I am allowed to sleep. I want to film 2 readathons in 2026. The other 2 goals is for YouTube. One of them is to at least film 26 videos for this next year, so half of the year. This past year I did almost 30. We did 29 videos, which actually I thought was going to be a lot less than that, but it was 29 videos, and I want to make sure there's a video at least every 2 weeks by the medium. I don't know how the summertime is gonna work out like that, but I do want at least 26 videos. So of course I am shooting for 1 video a week, but things happen, right? And that is a goal I really want to set because I do prioritize this channel a lot more, even with my uni life. Compared to YouTube, I'm gonna go to TikTok. I really want to post at least once a day on TikTok. I don't know how well it's gonna go because I'm already kind of failing, but at least post once a day on TikTok, if not once every 2 days, because that platform, well, first of all, it needs like constant engagement to find the right people and the right crowds. And because TikTok is really, I really like TikTok, I really making content. The problem is finding the content. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But I still really like TikTok, and I feel like once I get in the groove of TikTok, because I've lost the groove, I'm good. So that's one of my goals for this year as well, involved with the reading and involved with the whole booktube book talk community. So we're back to the book goals. These 2 book goals are a little intense, if I do say so myself. The first one is to finish at least 30% of my physical TBR, which is 20 books. We have 10 books here, which I'm pretty sure we'll get to all of these. So this is already pretty good, but my TBR, my physical TBR right now is at 67 books. 67, which is a lot of books, and it's a lot more than I read last year. So I don't think we're gonna get to all of them, especially because I read a lot on my Kindle, and a lot of the books on my Kindle I don't own physically just yet, if anything. And I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure where I'm gonna finish my TBR, my physical TBR, but I do want to read at least 30% of my physical TBR. I'm not gonna go on a book buying ban or anything like that just yet. I have been pretty good on not spending a lot of money in books. I think the last time I went on a shopping spree for books was last April. So I don't usually do that kind of thing. So I'm not gonna do a book buying ban, but I will be trying to prioritize the physical TBR a lot more over other kind of books. Kind of related to that-ish, not really. We all know I'm doing a series sweep on this channel where I try to finish series I'm in the middle of. And I currently have 24 series I'm in the middle of. Some of them are not finished and some of them are like too long for their own good. But I do want to finish at least 12 of those series or catch up with 12 of those series. I want to catch up with half of it. So I have 24 started series. I want to do half of them this year. Again, of course, I might be starting a new series sometime soon. I'm just saying, for now, it is 12. The end goal is to finish at least half of them, 50%. And now, finally, I'm going to show you my top 10 most anticipated physical books I want to read this year. So let's get into it. The first one is Taming 7. Then we have Releasing 10. Then we have, which I'm in the middle of right now, we have Caught Up by Liz Tomford. So technically 11 books. I thought I would finish this before the year ended, but that did not happen. And then we have Play Along by Liz Tomford, Rewinded Back by Liz Tomford, A First Time for Everything by K.L. Walther. I wanna read, this one is so big compared to the rest, but I wanna read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. We all know, I don't shut up about it, I love Leigh Bardugo. Then I wanna read Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. This one I'm really excited about, but also really nervous. Then we have The Ministry of Time, which is one of the books I think is like sci-fi, so it's a little bit out of my usual genres. And then we have The Hears by Rachel Hawkins, which I got this in North Carolina. And then last but not least on the physical is a classic. I want to read Little Women. I've had this copy, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. I've had this copy for like 2 years and I still have not gotten to it, so I really do need to make my way around a classic, an English classic. I think this would be maybe my second or third classic of all time. I have to admit it. I have to admit it. These are the 10/11 books that I want to read this year off my physical TBR, and then we have 20 books that are just my most anticipated books that are besides these 10. Okay, I put the books back in their spot because I don't know why. I just had to put it. It looked weird. So, for my most anticipated reads that I don't have physically, we're starting off strong. We have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I have been wanting to read this for so long, but the reviews are so, like, they're kind of like they either love it or hate it. So I'm kind of scared for this one. But at the same time, I really, really love Yours Truly. I gave it 5 stars this past summer. So I'm really excited to read this one. I will not be scared when I read it. I'm going to put all people's opinions to the back of my mind and enjoy it and pretend I'm the one that found it. So I don't let other people's opinions influence mine. And then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Honestly, again, Ali Hazelwood is an author that has won me over in 2025, so I just want to read her other books. This is one of them. This is one of the books I'm more anticipated to read, to say in a way. Like, this is one of the books that I've been wanting to read more out of the other ones she has, but I do have a lot of books to catch up on of hers. Then, of course, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The only reason I don't have it in physical is because I asked for it for Christmas and I didn't get it, but I'll get it for myself. Don't you guys worry. That book will be in my hands soon enough. Then The Women by Chris and Hannah. Like I said, I did start this book last year. I was buddy reading it with my mom. And we just kind of both stopped. I think I ended up like going away for travel and it just like never ended up. It's not that we DNF'd it. Okay, it's not that we DNF'd it. So we have The Women by Chris and Hannah. Then we have Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. As you guys can tell, a lot of favorite authors. And then we have Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, which is our first book that does come out in 2026. I'm pretty sure it comes out March or April, sometime around there. And I'm really excited. I love Carly Fortune. Each new book that she releases, I love. Like, I love more than the one before, so it's just, she's a great author. And then we have A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Another book that I've seen multiple different reviews for it, and I was scared, but I love Emily Henry, so I don't know why I've let people influence me like that. I have heard it is different from her previous books, that how it kind of is like 2 stories in one. And from what I've heard, I would enjoy what it's about. So I don't know why I've been putting it off, but we have to read A Great Big Beautiful Life this year, hopefully. And then the next book number 8, is Agamize by Sen Li Yu. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I heard it's a better version, or not a better version, like a updated version of fan fiction. I'm not sure if this is true, but I think I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see if I can read it without having known the previous context to it. But I've seen everybody love it. I love Akamai's. I'm just a little bit intimidated by its size because she's a chunker. So yeah, but I've heard, I think it's the only one book is a standalone, so I really want to read Alchemized. Then I really want to read Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I think that's how you say her last name. This is a third and I think last, if not second to last installment in the Assistant to the Villain, and I love this series so much. It is a fantasy, so it's like comedic. Like, she's an assistant to a villain, but I feel like every page is just funny. It's not like a dark fantasy book. It's kind of like a fluffy fantasy book, like a cozy fantasy book, and I've been loving every single one of them. So I'm really excited for this 3rd or 4th installment. I can't even remember, but I'm really excited for this book. Then we have First and Forever by Lynn Painter. Also, Lynn Painter's new release in 2026. I don't know the dates for any of these, so please don't ask me. I'm really excited for this book. I also have Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. This was released this past year. See, I'm still in 2025, but I didn't get to reading it, so these 2 new books by Lynn Painter, because I literally read everything else by her and I loved it, as everybody knows. So I'm really, really excited. I don't even know what First and Forever is about. Do I care? No, I'm still gonna buy it. Then we have King of Gluttony by Anna Huang. I've been reading this series, the King of the Sin series, since it came out, and honestly, of course, they're not like 5-star reads, but I've been enjoying my time with it. I'm really excited to finish the series and see where she takes it. I think this is the second to last installment of this series, so I'm really excited. Then, of course, I love the Heartstopper series, so I'm most definitely going to be reading Heartstopper Volume 6 by Alice Oseman, sorry. And then I want to catch up with the Vancouver Storm series. I'm gonna be reading, I really hope I read Love's Off by Stephanie Archer, which is already out. And then the next book in the series, which is Wild Card by Stephanie Archer, which, if I believe correctly, if I'm correct, I think it's the last installment in this series, which is kind of sad. That means there's only 2 more books left in the series. I really adore the Taku series. I just haven't gone around to Love's Off, but I'm really sad if it ends with the Wild Card, just because I don't want it to end. Then we have In Her Own League by Liz Ford. Have I not finished the Windy City series? No. Am I absolutely obsessed with it? And I love Monty just by the small glimpses we got of him in Caught Up? Absolutely. Am I so excited for In Her Own League? Absolutely as well. So Liz, I'm gonna be at your door if that book is not on my desk the day it releases. Then we have another book that is kind of out of my usual genres, but I've seen a lot of people enjoy it and I feel like I want to enjoy it as well because it is character driven, and I do love my character driven books. But I really want to read Beartown by Frederick Backman. This one has been on my TBR for God knows how long, since it became popular. It is a trilogy, so of course that means reading the trilogy, because I feel like it's a kind of trilogy you just can't read one book and not read the next. But I really want to read Beartown. Then I want to read Onyx Storm, which, yes, it came out last year. I tried to read it. I did softy enough it, but I'm ready to be back in my fantasy / romantasy era. Last year was a lot of romance. I don't care to admit that. I hope this year is also filled with romance, but I'm ready to be back in my romantasy / fantasy era. I'm ready. Last year I wasn't ready, and I'm ready this year. For the last 2 books, I have Soul Searching by Lyle Sage, another favorite author of mine, and last but not least, In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams, which also the end of the When in Rome series, which this one's also really sad, but this is the one I'm most excited for. I think it's Brother's Best Friend trope, and everybody knows I love that show. Those are the 20 books I hope to read in 2025 that I don't own or that are to be released. And yeah, those are my goals, and those are the books I really hope to get to this year. I'm really excited to see what this new year brings in the reading space. I'm really excited to see what are my next few 5 stars, even though Caught Up might be my first book and my first 5 stars. I don't know. I don't want to anticipate myself, but I'm really excited for this year. Like I was saying, I'm really excited to see what this year brings in the book world and all of it. And of course, outside of that, just like me personally, I hope it's a good year. I hope it's a good year for you guys. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.